Hey, it's Al Christina, otherwise known as the Marketing Blondie, and I'm a self-taught social media and internet marketer, and I make videos for online coaches, educators, and experts who want to grow an audience and make more sales online. So if that is you, then you are in the right place. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about a content marketing strategy. That's what you came for, so that's what I'm going to give you in the next few minutes, so just stay tuned. These videos aren't edited, I talk very quickly and I like to try and keep them around 10 minutes, so the information is very clear and concise and I don't want to waste any of your time. So let's just get straight into it. So let's talk today about a content marketing strategy for your online business as a coach, expert or educator, or online service provider, course creator, whatever it is. So first of all, the thing that I want to say about content marketing strategy is it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. If you kind of go into it thinking, oh my God, I need a content marketing strategy, it sounds a little bit like, especially as a beginner, if you're someone who's kind of bootstrapping at the moment, you don't have a lot of money to spend on stuff, you don't have a lot of time, then it can kind of sound a bit overwhelming, kind of knowing that you need to have a content strategy. So I would think of it more as there's kind of three, let's just break it down right into three things that you need. The first thing, which I guarantee you probably already have any, sorry about that. The first thing that you need, gassy, is to niche down, obviously, and you probably know that already, but sometimes, we know who our dream client is, we know who our dream customer is, we know who we want to sell to. Sometimes when it comes to creating content, we forget that. And the reason why we forget that is because we're a little bit scared about putting ourselves out there online with our strategy and how we really feel and what we really think. And when we get a little bit nervous about that, and we get a little bit of the old imposter syndrome and all of that, we get a little bit worried that people might think bad things of us, or worse, people might attack us online for it, right? Like, we don't want to come out online and say what we really want to say, even though it might be a bit controversial, as long as it's, honest and still kind. You don't want to be unkind. It might be a little bit controversial because ultimately what you're saying is my thing works better than anyone else's and here's why. And of course, it's your business, you have every right to say that, but it can be a little bit, if you're not used to being really bold and polarizing like that, it can be a little bit daunting. So what you then do is you start creating content that speaks to a wider audience, and maybe you start creating content for people who might attack you. Does that make sense? So you kind of dull yourself down, you water yourself down because you want to be liked by more people. And ultimately what you're doing then is you're not speaking to anyone, because the people who don't want your framework anyway they're not gonna be attracted to like you or your content, so you're not speaking to them anyway. And the people who really, really do want you and do need you, you're not being direct enough in your content for them because you're trying to be liked. It's what I like to call politicians content. And I call it politicians content because it's very, very fluffy, it's vague, there's not really an opinion there because you're trying to cater, you're trying to be a people pleaser, you're trying to please all types of people from all angles. So you kind of end up with this content that's a bit like no one is attracted to it, right? So going back to step one with your content strategy, remember that you've niched down and remember what your niche really wants to see. It should be captivating, it should be triggering to an extent. We all know as marketers in marketing that when people buy or when people come into your world and stay in your world, it's typically because they want to move away from pain rather than move towards pleasure. That pain point is kind of stronger in their needs and desires and their emotions than having everything they want but wanting to improve it, right? So usually people are trying to get away from a certain pain. So don't be afraid to really go in there. Don't make the mistake of ending up with a very negative social media platform and very negative content where all you're doing is calling your audience out for the things that they're doing wrong and calling your competitors out for the things that you think they're doing wrong, and kind of then what you end up with is a very kind of negative, kind of mean girl if you're a girl, like a mean girl kind of page. If you're a guy, you look a bit like a mean guy. So just make sure that not only are you targeting people's pain points, but you are also twisting that to show people how you can help them and how you can serve them and the right things to do, and obviously lots of the good stuff, the educational stuff there as well. Now that leads me on to point 2. So the second point of your content marketing strategy is educational content. Brilliant. Everybody loves a bit of educational content. The mistake that a lot of people make is that they post only educational content, and you kind of need to see your content in terms of its strategy as a smooth, well-rounded, full-bodied, medium-bodied glass of Argentinian Malbec, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, basically it needs to be like the full package. Your content needs to flow together. It needs to take someone on a journey. It needs to meet different people in your dream audience at the different stages they're at. Some of your dream audience may be aware of the symptoms but not solution aware. Some of your dream audience may be solution aware. They know the problems they're having, they know the symptoms, they know the solution that they need. They just don't know who they need it from. They don't know that it's you. So you need to be creating pieces of content that are catering to each of those stages where your dream audience is at in their journey, because they're not all going to be in the same place. Take an example as a business coach. Maybe there's a business coach who is aware of their symptoms. They're not getting enough sales. They're not getting enough people on their email list. But they don't know that they have a traffic and an audience growing problem yet, because they're like, I don't know how to get in front of people. Like, I don't know, they don't, or, you know, oh, I'm just not making any sales. I'm not getting in front of people. What do I do? They don't know that they need a traffic building solution. Or maybe the pain point that a business coach is feeling is that they can't make sales. So they're getting the audience, but they're not converting to sales. And they know that they need a sales strategy. Okay, so they're aware of their symptoms, they know they need a better strategy for sales conversion, but they don't know what that is. They don't know what technique to use. And then maybe you've got someone who does know the technique to use. They do know what they need, they know exactly, but they don't know who they want it from. They don't know they want it from me. They don't know why they need it from me. They could go to any other coach. So then that kind of content creation needs to be more about you and how you can help people, how you can serve people, how you've helped other people, why they should join you, why they should continue their journey with you. So I know that sounds a little bit overwhelming, but it will become a little bit easier as you start to create these pieces of content. You will begin to identify, okay, this is speaking to someone who is like purely problem aware at the moment. And then you'll go, oh, okay, this is a good bit of educational content. This is speaking to someone who's solution aware. And then you might share something, I don't know, like personal or behind the scenesy or a bit more emotional, and you'll know, okay, that's going to be really good for people who know their problem, know their solution, but they don't know yet that they want it from me. Okay, so that's point number 2. So think about the content, your content strategy in terms of where that piece of content is going to be meeting your potential buyer at the stage they're at in their journey. The third and final thing is your audience are going to buy based on different triggers, and someone might be a very logical buyer, so they might just want to know the framework, the thing that you teach. How is that going to help them? Okay, you have this system, you have this framework, you have this signature offer. What is it? How is it going to help me? How has it helped others? Can I see screenshots of results, of testimonials? Is there a tangible result that you can show me? So other people might be fairly emotional buyers. Maybe they are nudged a little bit by FOMO. So if they're seeing a lot of content about other people in your group, in your Q&A session, in your mastermind, on your one-to-one, in your membership, someone who's, you know, a bunch of people who have done your course and got insane results, it's going to be like, it's a bit more like, I need that because everyone else is doing it. You could have someone who needs a bit more emotional support from you, a bit more of an arm around the shoulder in terms of connecting with you. Like, how is your journey similar to their journey? You know, they don't care about exactly how you're going to help them. They don't care that there's 100 other people in your membership. How do I know that you have gone through the same struggles as me and that you can really do this? And so then you might create a bit of content where you share your story. You're like, trust me, I know what you're going through, because this time 2 years ago, I was chained to my dining room table, you know, trying desperately to get my first sale. I couldn't grow an audience. I couldn't get in front of people. Nobody subscribed to my email list. I couldn't get anything at all. 100% know where you are. I've been there. This is exactly what I did. Okay. That kind of thing, right? So to recap, the first thing is, when you're creating content, remember your niche. Remember your dream client. Don't go creating content for the people that might hate you. Don't. They're going to hate you anyway. So just create it for your dream. Just create it for your dream clients. Number 2 is, remember to create the content that appeals to your dream clients at different stages of their journey. Okay, someone might be at A, someone might be at B, someone might be at C, but they all want to get to Z. Okay. Number 3 is, remember to create content for different types of buyer types. So, you know, it doesn't always have to be, this is what you get, this is how I do it, this is the price, here's the link. Yes, some people will buy from that. They're authoritative buyers. It can also be, look, here's a story. Look, here's what other people have been doing in my session. You know, that's not even a hard sale. It's a very, very soft sale. So I hope that you got some value from that and you got a bit of a content creation strategy, some ideas from that. Stick around if you've made it to the end of the video. If you've made it to the end of the video, you may as well like and subscribe. I make videos about internet marketing, social media marketing, content creation, all that good stuff. Everything that you're going to be looking for if you are an online coach, expert, or educator in the online space. So stick around, and I'll see you in the next video.